In a small village nestled between emerald hills and a winding river, life moved at the pace of the flowing water, slow and steady. In this town, every child knew every other child. They played together, laughed together, and shared their dreams under the star-studded night sky. On the edge of this quiet town, there lived a young girl named Leon. Every night she walked by the river, carrying a small paper lantern. Unlike other children who released their lanterns with wishes for wealth or love, Lainey never let go of hers. She only stared at the light and carried it back home. One evening, an old fisherman who had seen many sunrises and sunsets noticed little Leon and her lantern. He was puzzled by the girl's nightly ritual, so he decided to ask her why she never let her lantern float away like the others. When Leon heard his question, she looked down at her feet. After a while, she whispered, "If I let it go, it will drift away. What if it sinks? What if no one sees my light?" The old man smiled and said, "My child, a lantern is meant to shine on the river, not hide in your hands. Its light only becomes part of the night sky's reflection when it dares to float away." Leon looked up at the old man, her eyes wide with wonder. She had never thought of her lantern in this way before. All these years, she had been holding on to it tightly, afraid of what might happen if it disappeared into the darkness. But now she was beginning to understand that the true purpose of the lantern was to let go, to send its light dancing on the currents of the river. That night, with trembling hands, she placed her lantern on the water. She watched as the flame danced on the current, drifting farther than her eyes could follow. At first, she felt a pang of sadness as she saw her little light disappear into the vast darkness. But then something magical happened. Other children began releasing their lanterns too, and soon the river was glowing with 1,000 tiny suns. Leon gasped in amazement as she saw the river transformed into a path of light. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. And in that moment, she realized that the old man was right. Her light, along with the lights of all the other children, was meant to be shared. It was meant to illuminate the darkness and bring joy to those who saw it. From that day on, Leon carried her lantern a little differently. She still held it tightly in her hands, but now she knew that its purpose was not to stay in her hands, but to set sail on the river of life. Whenever she saw someone else releasing their lantern, she felt a surge of happiness and hope. She knew that her light, no matter how small, was making the world a brighter place. And so the people of the village continued their nightly tradition, turning the river into a sea of glowing lanterns every evening. It was a sight that drew people from far and wide, all because of a little girl who learned to let go of her fear and embrace the true purpose of her light. The story of Leon and the River of Lanterns is a beautiful tale about embracing the unknown, facing fears, and sharing one's light with the world. It reminds us that sometimes we hold on to our dreams, talents, or kindness out of fear of what might happen if we let them go. But true fulfillment comes when we dare to take that leap of faith and share our gifts with the world. So the next time you find yourself holding back, afraid of what might happen if you let go, remember the words of the old fisherman. Your light is meant to shine. It's not meant to hide. Let your light illuminate the darkness and bring joy to those around you. And who knows, your light just might inspire others to do the same.